What's going to happen if you don't complete this mission? If you don't hit this goal, who's going to suffer because you didn't hit this goal? Because you didn't work out, because you didn't make that call, because you didn't go to work, because whatever goal that you have in mind, who is going to suffer because you didn't get your butt up and do it? Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, what I want to talk about today is why you have not hit your goal, or why you haven't reached your goal. Like, you want to hit it, and and you have been in the realm to hit it, but the reason why you have not hit it is because the meaning behind your goal, the purpose behind it, is not strong enough. That's one. And then you don't have a plan to hit your goal. And then you don't have enough faith and discipline to hit your goal. And so you need all three of those things. You need all three of those things to work in tandem together in order for you to hit that goal. So I'm going to help you out with that today. And I'm gonna break down on how I'm able to make progress towards my goal. Now, you don't need to be necessarily where I'm at. You could be further along on your journey. You could be close to it. You could be starting, or you could be towards the end. But wherever you at, I'm going to help you get there today with this video. So, the meaning and everything behind the meaning and the purpose behind your goal is not strong enough. You don't have a plan, you don't have enough faith and discipline to get there. So first, what we got to do, we have to identify what the goal is. So let's start by the easiest one on the journey that I'm on right now, which is getting down to 180 pounds. So I got that written down. 180 pounds. I have that written down. What else you guys see is that I have a date on it. September 30th, 2026. So what I did, I put a date on it that I need to hit this goal. And I'm about 40 pounds away from it. I'm at 225, 224 right now. By next weekend, the goal is to be at like 219. So I'm trying to drop, anywhere between 7 to 8 pounds every week. So we gonna see how far that's gonna get me, right? That's something that it is tough because it is a sacrifice. But I put a goal. I wrote down my goal, and then I put a date on it. How did I come up with that date? When I was at 287 pounds in January, I wrote down realistically on how much weight I could possibly lose to get down to 180, and what I thought I could accomplish every month. And so that's how I got down to September 30th. And then also that's going to push me because now the time is coming, right? I got my goal. I did my own calculations on what I thought I could get there. Realistic goals. If I'm cutting down this weight X amount of months, every month I cut down a certain amount of weight, I could get here. And depending how fast I can get down there, then I can up the ante. I can make it sooner. But that's the date that I wrote down. Now, I have the goal in mind. I have the date in mind. But the meaning and the purpose has to be strong now. Because when I was been working on this goal, me just doing it for myself has not been strong enough. Throughout all these years, since I would say 2016. There's a picture, and I might find this picture and I might post it up. I believe I was at like 195 or 205 or something like that. 2015, 2016, and I had to go to get down to 180 or 160. I forget what it is, but I'll post it up on here. And so one thing that I did was I made the vision plain. I wrote everything down. You got to write down the vision. Bob tells you, write down the vision, make it plain. You have to put your vision down in sight. You got to write it down. You have to put your goal down. You got to put a date on it. And you got to pray on it. And on top of that, the meaning and the purpose behind it has to be there. And I knew about writing things down. And I knew about, hey, I got to pray on it. But now you got to put a plan and you got to put a meaning behind it. So I got three of them on here. And I'm telling you guys this because I'm doing this myself. And I put down names. But I got Doris Prince on there. I got all Davidsons on there. And I got my future family on there. Now, why I put down Doris Prince? Doris Prince is my granny. And, you know, my granny has always joked, oh, big boy and this. And, hey, Lamar, like, you getting kind of big there. You know how grannies are. Grannies have a very soft way of getting to your heart. Right? And so, you know, my granny has always asked me here and there, hey, are you working out? Or what are you doing? Or how you get into your plan? You know, here and there. And, you know, when I looked in the mirror in December and January and I looked at myself, I said, I gotta change it, but I gotta do something that's bigger than myself. And Loretta had her wedding coming up, but I knew I had to do something that's bigger than that. And so I put down my granny. I wrote my granny's name down because before she leaves this earth, because she's about 83, 84, before my granny leaves this earth, I want her to be proud of me. And I want her to see that, hey, I got back healthy. That I got my weight down, right? And I see my granny every Sunday. And when I see my granny face and she lights up because she see that I'm getting back healthy, y'all just don't know. The joy that I see in her face every Sunday or whenever I see her, and she gets to see that I'm getting back healthy and that the stomach's getting down, that my face is getting smaller, that I'm not snoring as loud, that I'm healthy. Man, that just does something. That gives me a push that I don't know if I could get that outside of me having like kids and stuff. Like, that is something else, right? And so when I'm working out, that's who I'll be thinking about. When I'm running, when I'm throwing these punches, when I'm squatting, when I'm exercising, Doris Prince is on my mind. I gotta get to church so my granny can see me, can see where my progress is at. So she pushes me. Then, you know, I put down all Davidsons, right? And that includes my nieces and nephews. Because when they come over here, Uncle L downstairs, he's exercising. Uncle L, let's exercise. Uncle L, let me get on the treadmill. I don't let them get on the treadmill because they too little. But I got these little weights down here. Hey, lift these weights. Hey, do this. Hey, put this in your hand. Do this 5 times. Can you do it 10 times, right? We do play the game, but I put exercise on their mind because I want to make sure that that's something when they think about Uncle L, that's something that they have, right? Then also for my brothers and sisters, you know, they got kids and they busy in their life, but they got to see that their big brother is doing something, that he's being active, that they see these videos, oh man, he's really getting to it, right? When I get those text messages, hey Lamar, I see you, or hey, you inspire me, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, like I'm setting the example for them so they can make sure that they can get to it as well. When they get down, hey, let me look at my big brother's videos. Let me get motivated to get down. He's doing it. I can do it too. And so sometimes just saying things is not good enough. You got to show people. And that's why I've been posting these videos so people can see where I'm at and they can get to it and they can feel the same thing that I'm feeling. And then for my future family, whenever I find my wife and we have kids, I wanted the same thing like when we was growing up, my dad was working out when he was running. We was doing summer track. And so I might not be a coach or nothing like that in the future. Whatever the Lord has for me, that's what I'll do. But I want to be fit enough to where I can, kind of play with them. I'm playing. You get to play with my sons. Whatever, they see how big and strong Dad is. Like, okay, you guys gotta do it too. Daddy got abs. You gotta get abs as well. My daughters, they gotta get it together as well. Daddy's doing it. You guys gonna do it as well. I want to be that example for them. So the last one is future sight. And all the Davidsons, that's current. But my granny's gonna be the biggest push. That's the biggest motivation. That's my biggest purpose. That's the biggest, that smile and the love. And when I see her, that love, there's no, hey, I can see that smile on my granny's face. That's a big thing. And then also for my parents, like for them to see, Lamar, you really doing it. Lamar, you on your way. Like, now all of you guys might not have that, but you gotta find that purpose. You gotta find that meaning. To if you don't get it, that there's something is just gonna happen. Like the meaning, like you have to feel some type of way if you don't make it. If you can't get to that goal, you have to feel like you're gonna be letting certain people down in your life. And so here's what I wrote down. The purpose for me doing this is to revolutionize their lives, to show that they can make dramatic changes in their lives if they can commit to it. Now, I also wrote down, what if I don't complete this mission? And I wrote down, my granny would pass away knowing that I never got in shape. I can't be an encouragement because I failed and how I have an excuse. And I can't raise a generation of lazy and obese kids. I was real with myself. If I can't get this done, if I can't do this, my granny will pass away knowing that I never got in shape. And that I will raise a generation of lazy and obese kids. So I gotta do it now. I have to do it now. And you guys gotta do the same thing. What's gonna happen if you don't complete this mission? If you don't hit this goal? Who's gonna suffer because you didn't hit this goal? Because you didn't work out, because you didn't make that call, because you didn't go to work, because whatever goal that you have in mind, who is going to suffer because you didn't get your butt up and do it? Now and again, I'm not going to yell at you, but this is an accountability conversation. This is the reason why you have not hit your goals. This is the reason why you have not made any progress, because you set a goal, but you have not attached the meaning and purpose enough to it. Because if you don't hit it, you don't know who's going to be affected if you don't complete it. And that's why I made that mindset change. I'm going to get this done. And that's how faith and discipline now work together, because now you got something tangible or intangible that you're working towards, that you can see, that you can get, because you do not want to fail. And that's how you can be disciplined. That's how you can keep up faith. You can keep praying to God all you want, but the Bible says faith without works is dead. And your works make your faith perfect. Your works, you put in work every day in that gym, running, or every other day, whatever you do, when you're in the kitchen, when you're eating, when you stop eating the fast food as much, that discipline and that faith make your faith perfect. Because the Bible says faith without works, without putting in work, without any action, is dead. I want to do this, but if you don't put no action behind it, What you just said is dead, but your actions will make it perfect. It'll make it perfect, but you have to put that work in order to do it. That's how all of those things line up. Now, let's talk about the plan, and I'll leave it, and I'll leave this there. So to get to this 180 pounds by September 30th, what I have been doing, I have committed myself to working out 5 times a week. And when I first started, it was 3 times a week. It was 5:30. Then I moved it up to 4 o'clock. Then I made a commitment to to cut out certain things throughout my day, to eating healthier, whether that's chicken and steak, and slowing down on the red meat, eating more chicken, eating less rice, almost cutting out all bread, being consistent with my running, committing to drinking water every day, just getting in there and making sure that, hey, not only am I working out, but I'm also taking my health serious, cutting down on going to Burger King, cutting down on going to Chick-fil-A, cutting down on going to these fast food restaurants, cooking more, learning more about what health is, going on YouTube, seeing how other people who are in shape, who have the abs that I want, who got the back that I want, who got the legs that I want, looking at people who already committed and got this done, following some of the things that they've done. Okay, how did they get there? Because you are already there. What do I need to do? You do the same thing with business. You do the same thing in corporate America. The people who have been successful, follow them. What are their blueprints? And then try to follow that. Write it down. Make a schedule. Pen and paper. Make an execution plan on what you're going to do on a day-to-day basis. Write the vision. Make it plain. Put a plan behind it. And do everything you can every day to make sure that it can happen. You got your goal. You have the vision. You're praying on it. You're connecting a purpose to it. You make a plan and you start executing on it. And if you do those things, you're going to make so much progress that you're going to start adding more things to it. And now everything in your life now follows this blueprint. And now you're executing on everything that you do. And 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to be a totally different person. So, I thank you all for listening. This is not a yelling session. This is an accountability session. And this is to give you the blueprint on answering the call and knowing on why you have not hit that goal. And giving you the tools the tools and the steps that you need in order to be successful. There's been a message from the Larry Motivates channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow, because we building this community together. I'm going to be here. How about you?